Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in what I consider to be one of the more overpowered tier 10s in Blitz, the Foch 155. See, the FE2 and 5B 183 and the 4005 both make big sacrifices to deal a lot of damage. The 4005 has no armor, like, at all, and the 183 also has very little armor and is not very fast. It has pretty bad camo rating, and not only that, it has a really inaccurate gun. And I'm not going to say the Foch has an accurate gun, but what I will say is it's quite a bit better on dispersion than the 183. Not only that, it's faster, has better camouflage values by quite a bit, has way better armor, and does the same damage, if not more. The Foch does 1120 damage with a penning clip. So that's 2 shells, 3.5 or 3.75 seconds of dumping time. But it also has tungsten, which means you can actually deal 1300 damage. So let's pretend, I don't know, for some reason I poked the enemy E100. And that E100 did a whopping 660 to me, or 460, depending on which gun it's using. In return, I can shoot that E100 for, well, yeah, a lot. 1200 to 1300 damage, which is insane when you actually think about it, and it really shows where the Foch is a little bit crazy in its current state. Now, we are not in an enjoyable situation here. The major reason why is because the Foch doesn't have gun depression. It actually has very poor gun depression, which is really bad for a tank on a map that requires gun depression. So what I'm hoping is that maybe I can work over here. Oh, that's a hurry. Am I spotted? Yes. Well, nothing I can do. Move on. And I guess cry about it, right? We have the E4 right in front of me, but this is where I will admit the Foch doesn't feel very OP. See, the Foch is a map-dependent tank. Depending on what map you get, your gameplay can drastically change. So what am I going to do? Well, we can see the enemy Yo right here, and this is where the Foch is going to cook. We do 700, 800 damage there, and we fire one more shell, 1600 damage into that enemy player. Now I'm going to chill in a spot where if they have a 183, he's not going to be able to hit me, because I don't want to be shot by a 183. Not today, at least. Okay, we should be fine now, and TVP is going to YOLO down. What a surprise! TVP's YOLOing? Gee Williker. Okay, well, I have a feeling that the 121B is not going to enjoy life in a moment, because our 183 is jumping down. We have the E4 over here, turning, aiming, bonk, there you go, 395, I do get hit back, though. I'd like to know why our Vickers Light is just allowing this E4 to do that. Oh, because you're not a helpful teammate. That makes sense, okay. Well, the TVP is one shell. What are we doing, TVP? Why do we have one shell? I actually have to save my TVP because bro's a brainlet. Oh my god. Alright, well let's go over here and let's save our TVP. What are we doing, bro? Absolute cancer patient. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna rush the 121B, give him a nice little ram, dealing 838, and second shell to clear that player. Well, we're gonna win. Maybe? I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to tell if I'm gonna win or not, but we're getting out damage at least. And even though every TVP player appears to just be bad at the game, we're still doing our job, and now we're going to move up the hill. Now, you can see the Foch's power to weight is pretty poor. It's actually, like, really bad. People don't realize that, but, like, the Foch is frickin' slow. However, we will eventually get up this ridgeline, and I'm hoping to be able to get maybe some damage into the 100. Let's see, I'm going to cross over here, just like this, and sweet, okay. This is, unironically, I think one of the better positions I can play the Foch in. We're just going to chill right here, and we're going to wait. If that E100 starts looking at the 60, which is what I want him to do, we should be in a pretty fine situation. What our team needs to do is push that E5, take that player out of the game. I'm going to move up this way. We're going to use our speed boost, and there's the 100 aiming. Boom! 673 damage into that E100. We're not done yet, though. Boom! 533, and then we back up. That is just stupid, what we did there. That is such a large amount of damage for such a short amount of time. And by the way, this tank does not have bad damage per minute either. That's the crazy part. People think that, like, the Foch has bad DPM. It doesn't. It actually has, like, 3,000 DPM. 3,300 to be exact. E100 makes the play, and see ya. There you go. Long live the E100. This tank is insane. We did 5,000 damage in this battle. Just like that, 5,000 damage. I rammed the Yo and lit him on fire. And then we also shot the 121B and rammed that player as well for another like 300. We did a lot. Let's actually take a look at the post-game results. Yep, 5,400 damage. We did 300 from ramming alone. Absolutely obliterated our opponents on a map that we shouldn't even have been able to do well on. I mean, what a terrible map for this tank. We're on a map that requires gun depression and flexibility. This tank doesn't have either of those. It has no turret, which makes it very unflexible, and it has no gun depression. I think it's like 5 degrees, so you really don't have much capability to work on Normandy. But what you do have is mistakes, and the enemy made a lot of them. So we punish them for making those mistakes. Now we arrive on the Middleberg. Another terrible map for the Foch. I don't know why Wargaming's trying to give me the worst maps, but Middleberg is another map where if your team goes down, well, actually we'll be fine, but if they go up, it'll be terrible. So let's see what our team does. Well, it looks like we're going down, so never mind. We're going to use our speed boost, and I'm going to head in as quickly as possible. We're probably going to lose this because our team is going down, but we'll see what happens. First things first, I need to get right over to this crossing here, and we've spotted the enemy Conqueror. That's obviously pretty good. We're going to move up, and we're going to chill right about here. Interesting. The Conqueror did spot me. Let's aim it on his tank. There you go. 646. Conqueror shot. And boom. There you go. That right there, ladies and gents, was 1,300 damage dealt. Yep. 1,300 damage. That is insane. And again, the 183 wouldn't have been able to do this because the 183 is not nearly as fast as a Foch. It does not have the flexibility that the Foch does. So, yeah, we did a lot of damage there. Now, what I'm going to do is apparently spot the Rhino in the open. But yeah, if the Rhino's just going to chill here, I'm going to move up, aim it on the Rhino. There you go, 604 damage into his tank. And let's get one more shot. Oh man, their whole team's camping there though. Of course they are. Their entire team. We got hit by not just the Rhino, not just the Foch, but there was another tank that shot at me as well. And we have the T-30 looking at me. Okay, this went from pretty good to pretty awful, like, very quickly, which is not necessarily a good thing. We have the enemy boss Chatillon, which we do get a pen into, and the boss Chatillon thinks, oh, well, I can do that again. Well, maybe not. We're probably going to die, though. I'm going to try and angle it, but, well, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you angle when all 3 of the shells from that Avenir go right into your lower plate. I did the best I could. I double shot the Avenir, I double shot the Conqueror, and I double shot the enemy Rhino. And if you add up those 3 clips, we realistically should have done around 3,600 damage. If I'd gotten a little bit of support, I probably would have been okay. But the problem was I really couldn't back up, so I was just in a really, really awkward state. And our grill, yeah, our grill actually did. Our grill fired heat into that Avenir. Okay. I mean, we were never going to win, let's be honest. We had a team that pushed town. Pushing town is never going to be a win on this map. And it's just a fact, right? You can't do anything. Because the problem... Alright, here's the fact. Pushing town itself is not a problem. If you have a team full of competent players, you will have certain people that will hold your spawn, and they will detect the players that push in. You have a couple people that sit in the base cap, forcing the enemy down the hill, and that's about all you'll need to do. The problem is, you have players like this person, who's all the way off over here, doing God knows what against the hull down concept 1B, and, you know, our grill and everything. It's just that's when you arrive to problems, is when your team pushes town, they're almost guaranteed bad. And because of that, if your team goes down, you can basically chalk it off as a loss, because usually the players that go up understand that there's more positions to work there, and you can win easier. That's what happened. As I said, 3,600 damage. I penned 3 clips, 1,200 damage a clip, add it all up, that's 3,600 damage, guaranteed top of the team, and not even a sweat broken. This is what the Foch can do. The damage output of this vehicle is insane. The fact that we could clip everything in front of us, and the players thought, oh, I'm fine. They don't realize just the damage potential this thing has. The problem you saw is that the lower plate is a big weak spot, and we got very unlucky that the boss Chatillon hit every single shell on our lower plate. Honestly, the Avenir is one of the worst guns for a light tank. The fact that all 3 of those hit is insanely lucky. But oh well, I mean, that's how luck works sometimes, right? The Foch itself is still insane, and you can see why. I think that it really is a crazy vehicle right now. And if you want a blast, just speedy, damaged, punchy tank destroyer, this is a vehicle to grind. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and if you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!